Welcome back, everyone. So, in this lecture, we are going to be discussing string indexing and string slicing. So, as you know very well, know about that indexing and slicing. Indexing, where we grab a single character, and slicing, where we grab a subsection of the string. So, let's jump to the Jupyter notebook and get started. So, to start this all off, I'm going to create variable called myString. Firstly, I will create the variable name, that is my string, equals to, I'm going to set it equal to the string hello world in double quotes, that is hello world, hello world. Okay, so if I execute this code and if I call my variable name, that is my string, and if I run this, the output is hello world. Okay, let's imagine I wanted to grab a single character from this string. Single character, like in that case, I want to use indexing. Single character, we can say, so what we do is we call the variable name. So firstly, we will call the variable name, and what is our variable name is, that is my string. So here I will call my variable name, that is my string, and then we have square brackets of it. And let's imagine I wanted to grab the first character, and that is what is the first character, that is H. So let's imagine I wanted to this first character, that is H. Then I pass 0 inside the square brackets because indexing starts from 0, and that allows me to return the first character H. So if I run this, the output is H. Got it? Let's try to grab another character. Let's say we wanted to grab this word R. So let's count this out of my string, and we wanted to count from 0. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So R is on the place of 8th index position. So what we do is, firstly we call the variable name, that is my string, and then we have square brackets of it, and inside the square bracket I will pass the index number, that is on the 8th position. So I will pass 8 inside the square brackets, and if I run this, the output is R. So again, this is what? This is known as indexing. This is what? This is known as indexing. Now let's imagine we wanted to grab the word here. Let's imagine I wanted to grab the word L from the last, this L. So what should I do here? Simply, well, there is two methods I have. I could actually do this. I could say my string at 9 because that's right after that. And the other way I could do it is using the reverse indexing. And we already previously mentioned that this. So we have two methods. So first method is simply call the variable name my string square brackets, and inside square brackets I will pass the index number, and that is on the position of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So L is on the position number of 9, so I will pass 9 inside the square brackets. So the output is L. And the other way is reverse indexing. So again, variable name my string, and inside square brackets reverse indexing. So count this -1, -2. So L is on the position number of -2. So I will pass -2 inside the square brackets, and the output is L. So these are the two methods, okay, to grabbing the word L. Now, so you can use both positive index positions and negative index positions to grab elements or characters from the strings. And that's really useful again, because oftentimes you will have a variable name, variable string we can say. Maybe it's someone's name you don't know, and actually you don't know how big that name is, but for whatever reason you wanted to grab the last letter of the name, and then you can always just use negative indexing, -1, and that's the last letter of the strings. So I can just do this, that's like my string, and you just wanted to grab the last letter. Suppose you just wanted to grab the last letter, and here it's Dina, so just put the variable name here and square brackets, and inside a square bracket just -1, pass -1, and it just grab the last letter of the string, so that is the D. This is the last letter of the string D. So this is all about negative indexing, Okay, now next concept is slicing. What is slicing? Let's go ahead and continue to discuss slicing. So slicing is a little more complicated because we are grabbing a subsection of the string, and so that's more than one character typically we can say. Slicing is what? Slicing is just more than one character typically. So suppose here I will change, firstly I will change the, this is my variable name, so variable name is same here, that is my string, and I will change this variable name to something we can say A B C D E F G H I J K. That's it. And if I executed this, and if I call my variable name, okay, the output is this. Now, a slicing concept. So let's imagine that we wanted to grab a subsection of the string that is started from a particular index, then went all the way to the end. Well, the way we could do it is that we would say my string, firstly my string we can say, then we have square brackets of it, and then we would say the starting index. Let's imagine we wanted to start at the letter C, this letter C. Let's imagine we wanted to start from the letter C and then go all the way to the end. So C is an index 2 because indexing starts from 0. I have already told you now. So 0, 1, 2. So C is on the index position of 2 because it's 0, 1, 2. And so what I do is I pass 2 inside the square brackets, and if I just do that, it gives me back the letter C. If I just put 2 inside the square brackets, so the output of this is what? The word C. The output is C. Now, but if I wanted to from C all the way to the end, if I wanted to C from all the way to the end, so what should I do here? I just put the colon after 2. That indicates starting. That indicates what? That indicates starting at index 2 colon, go all the way to the end, and there we have CD all the way to the K. The output is what? The output is CD and all the way to the K. Simple concept of slicing. Now let's imagine kind of an opposite situation. Suppose where I want to grab everything up to a particular index. Okay, then I could say, in that case, I could say my string, and inside the square brackets pass colon. Let's say I wanted to grab this time ABC. This time I just wanted to grab this word ABC. So how would I do this? Go ahead and grab all the way up to, so in that case, so starting at the very beginning, firstly just make sure that I just wanted to grab the word ABC. So starting at the very beginning, go ahead and grab all the way up to the essentially letter D here. Essentially letter D here. So we will say 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. And if I pass 3 here, passing 3 there, and then we run this, we get back ABC. How is that possible? Because at the index position 3, there is D. Of course, there is D. So how is that possible? Now, this is sometimes confusing for students because if we check out my string, technically we have the D at index position 3 because it's 0, 1, 2, 3. What you should note here is that the stop index, this term, this is the stop condition, this is the start condition. So this stop index, this term right here for 3, which only returns back ABC. Stop index is basically saying go up to, but not including that index position. What says the stop index? Stop index is basically saying go up to, but not including that index position. So go up to the letter D, but don't include it. So just go up to the letter D, but just don't include this letter D, which essentially says ABC, of course. So keep that in mind as you are kind of playing around with slice notation. This stop is up to, but not including. Okay. Now let's imagine there these two ideas of a starting index and a stop index by trying to grab a subsection of the string, and that's just in the middle. If I call my string, so here, so trying to grab a subsection of a string that's in the middle. For example, let's try to grab DEF. This is in the middle. This string is in the middle, DEF, the middle of the string. The way we can do that is, we say what we can say, my string, and here I just wanted to grab this word DEF. So how could I do this? How can I do this actually? So it's 0, 1, 2, 3. So inside the square bracket I pass 3 and then colon. Then we start off with our starting index position in this case now. So it's at we can say it's at letter D. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3. We say colon, and then it's going to go up to the index position of G here. Index position of G here. Because I just want a DEF, so we are going to go up to but, not including G. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So I just put the 6 here. And now if I run this, I get back DEF. So we can say this is the starting term, starting index, we can say. So this is including term, and this is a stop condition, and this is the excluding term. Okay. So let's practice this one more time by trying to grab another subsection of the string. For example, let's try to grab just B and C. This B and C. Just try to grab this word B and C. So the way we can do that is calling the name of variable name, that is my string, then square brackets, and here notice this is on the position of 0, B is on the position of 1, index number 1. So I will pass 1 because this is the including term, and then put colon here. And now just wanted to grab the word C, BC na. So 0, 1, 2, 3. One more ahead. So 3, I will pass the 3, and the output of this is BC. Simply. I hope these points are clear to all of you about slicing and indexing. Now to end our discussion, let's quickly discuss step size. The third one is, the very important term is step size, because we have already discussed about starting condition, stop condition, and next is step size. Let's imagine that I wanted to grab everything from the beginning of the string all the way to the end. Firstly, my string, I will call the variable name, that is what, my string. Yes. So let's imagine that I wanted to grab everything from the beginning of the string all the way to the end. So this is all the way to the end now. Yes. Well, technically that's just the string itself, but I could also use colon notation for this. I could say, like, suppose my string, and then inside the square brackets colon colon, I can say this colon, and that basically says from all the way to the beginning go all the way to the end. Now you don't often see this because you might as well just call the string itself, but this is technically valid syntax. This is the valid syntax. The reason you might see something like this is if someone wanted to specify the third parameter, and that is the step size. Because first parameter is what? The starting condition. The second parameter is what? A stop condition. That is our excluding term. And the third parameter is step size. And that is the step size, you know. So right now we are saying go all the way from the beginning. Go all the way from the beginning to the end, and a step size of 1. So by default, the that's the default size of 1. This is the default step. Okay, size of 1. This is the default condition, we can say. Now suppose here my string inside a square bracket, suppose I will pass 2, step size of 2. However, I can change that by providing a number such as 2, and that says go in jumps of 2. So from A, go to C, go to E, go to G, and then I, and then K. If I run this, I get back A, C, E, G, I, K, because I'm jumping in a step size of 2. And we can increase this to be a step size of 3, and then we will get back a, like, what we can say, my string and square brackets colon colon, and then step size of 3. And if I run this, because this is in the jump of step size of 3 now, so we will get back from A to D, and then G, and then J, because this is the step size of 3. Okay, so the output is ADGG. Now that's how a step size works, and you can combine this with a start and stop as well. So like we can say my string inside square brackets 2 colon 7 colon 2. So what is the meaning of this term? We could say something like starting from index 2 to go up to and not including index 7, and a step size of 2 we get back. So the output is what? We get back what? Here C, E, and then G, because the condition is what? Something like starting from index 2, starting index, wait, here you have to say starting from the index 2 and not including 7 को include not including 7, sorry, and step size of 2, so this is C, E, and then G. So the output is what? The output is CEG. So this is something, output is CEG. Yes, correct. Jump to E and then jump to G. So notice how these all works in combination. You have a start, a stop, then a step size. Got it? Something that you may commonly see is using a clever step trick to reverse a string. So what you can do is say my string and then say from all the way to the beginning, all the way to the end, and take a step size of 1, something like that. My string, suppose if you want to reverse the string, suppose you can uh, my string and the step size of, we have square brackets and the step size is -1. So look what is the output. So what that does is it actually reverses your strings. This term, it actually reverses your strings. Your string is from A to K, and this term just reverses your string, because you are saying from all the way to the beginning to all the way to the end, go and take a backward steps, which is then what? If I run this code, so this is what? This is K, J, I, H, and all the way to the A, all the way to the end. So this is kind of a little Python trick that you have to be remember. Okay. So okay, that's it for the slicing and indexing condition. Coming up next, we are going to discuss a little bit about some useful string properties. So see you at the lecture. Thank you.